All right, you guys have 8 minutes to discuss the moon landing.
Mine's real simple. So what are your thoughts?
8 minutes to discuss the moon landing. 8 minutes.
Joe, you go first.
And I have to limit it to 8 minutes because if not, you guys will talk till 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Okay.
8 minutes to discuss the moon landing. Was it
All
real
right,
or not?
real simple.
Was it real or
We
not?
went to the moon, but what we saw on TV was a recreation after the fact. It was too well done. I don't think the technology could have done as good a job as we all saw on live TV. So it was a recreation.
Who NASA hired to film the moon landing?
Stanley,
You know?
Stanley
It was
Kubrick?
probably a movie studio somewhere.
Stanley Kubrick.
Why would they hire a movie guy to help them film the moon landing?
Because we didn't get good footage of it, and it was a good PR at the time because we were in a
Propaganda because we were fighting with Russia.
space.
So
you don't think the footage we're seeing is them actually
real
on the
fast,
moon?
Right.
real fast. For those of you now tuning out while these two go off on this, we'd like to thank you guys for watching.
Hey, we got more people in
We
the
are
last
loan
3 minutes talking
officers
about the
and
moon landing.
realtors. I just want to get this over with now before everybody tunes out. We're loan officers and realtors. If you need a mortgage or a home loan, hey, go look at houses, then bring guys that got to eat wings. Give us a call, message us. Joe does podcast. Maybe we want to talk about the moon landing.
Listen, I paid for dinner with those clients too, and they sat there for 2.5 hours and watched me eat 50 wings at a Buffalo Wild Wings. So if you want to do that, maybe put in an offer on a house, buy a house, talk about listing your house.
Let's sell. We sold a ton of houses, by the way. We sell houses.
So call us. I'd happily help you.
Also,
and put on a show.
We'll be back on Tuesday where we'll call Mike Cohen again.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm
so excited.
This is the best damn thing we've ever done.
It's so excited. All right, continue. Sorry, continue about the moon landing.
So you were saying, so we got some propaganda.
Was it Stanley Kubrick?
Yeah, he did The Shining.
And he did
And
2001
they say
Space
there's
Odyssey.
like hidden. There's
He did do 2001 Space
and like the
Odyssey.
cameras and stuff. They were all his cameras. They were made. The lenses were made by NASA. It's like why would you hire a movie guy? Why don't you just film it?
So, but let me get straight though. They did go to the moon.
Yes.
They did walk around on the moon.
Yeah.
But
they
the
do
stuff
have
we
they
saw
do
was
have
fake.
bases. Yes. They have bases established on the dark side of the moon.
I'm not going there. Like, that's a little too far.
So do we have anything to prove your theory that they were on the moon?
The footage is too good.
No, but
the footage is too good.
What
and
proves we were on the moon?
we have a camera there that caught them exiting the space capsule. Who set up that camera? Who was out there first?
Well,
did they come out, set up the camera, go back in, and then do another recreation?
And then it's like they have the footage of on the moon. It's the ship taking off. The ship taking off from the moon. It's like, did you guys go back and get that camera, or just leave that shit there?
Exactly.
Wait, hold on. Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, like the pod. Just leave.
Hold on.
Oh no! They were able to transmit it back to like
in the 70s.
In the 70s,
they didn't have Wi-Fi. They didn't.
How are you? Yeah. How are you sending that?
They recreated the whole
back?
thing in a movie.
And it's like the footage of the lander taking off, and it looks like a string like picks it up and just pulls it. It's like, come on, guys, come on. Come on. What are we doing?
I don't know enough.
It looks like claymation. What are we doing?
How did they film the two astronauts getting out of?
Yeah, they put that there first. Then they got back in the shuttle. Then they got out and filmed.
Did you ever watch Bear Grylls?
Yeah,
that's how he does it.
You think they did that?
That's how he does it.
Okay, how did they go? Okay, so Bear Grylls goes back and gets the camera right when he's done.
Yes,
or Survivor Man goes back and gets the camera.
The key camera. It was mounted on the outside of the lunar module.
No, there's one.
That's what
where
it says.
It's far away.
Nobody
it is.
did it.
It is
far
far away.
It's already in place and remotely activated when Armstrong stepped out.
Remotely activated.
Mm-hmm.
There's a film. There's footage of like probably 50 yards from the lander, and it's taking off into space off of
hold
it.
on.
How do you film that?
What about
Dennis says birds aren't real.
They took off and filmed it. Okay, what about when they took off and filmed it? The lunar liftoff shot is one of the most coolest moments in spaceflight.
Oh, is it? Probably because it's fake.
The camera was operated with a 2.5 second delay.
Yeah. Yeah.
The final result is now iconic shot of the top half of the lunar module lifting off, disappearing out of space while the dust gets on.
Cool. How'd you get that footage? How'd you get that cassette tape or whatever the hell you were using?
They get this footage. I have two assholes who think it
They were streaming it, obviously, right? And
they were streaming in
Yeah.
the 70s.
In the
in
70s.
71 or whatever
Yeah,
it
Let's be
was.
clear. The moon liftoff video is real, filmed from the moon. Here's exactly how they did it.
All right.
NASA filmed the lunar module taking off using a remote-controlled TV camera mounted on the lunar rover. The camera was mounted on the lunar rover, which was parked a short distance away. After the astronauts climbed back into the lunar module, Mission Control in Houston remotely operated the camera from Earth. Using a pre-planned timing and calculations, the camera was tilted up at the exact moment of liftoff, tracking the ascent stage. So they basically used.
So they had
control.
remote camera technology in 71.
And it still didn't answer. What about the videotape? Because it was on magnetic videotape. How did they get the tape back out of
Also,
the rover?
Luke, so how about this?
Okay, wait, hold on. How did they get the video footage? Right.
They said it was remote. It was remote in 70 whatever. It was remote video. You streamed it. How? You had that technology in 71? And that's what the scientists will say. The scientists will say
The footage was transmitted live back to Earth via radio signals.
Okay.
That's what it says.
radio signals. Radios. That's how radios work, Joe?
Radio transmission would be possible, but to have a setup that was capable of doing it on
Live.
the rover live, not buying it.
2.5 seconds.
So the scientists would say all of our budget was based, or a majority, we had a huge budget to get them to the moon. So that technology back then, you wouldn't have even known about it, but their budget was ridiculous because we were competing with Russia. So that's how they would have done it. It was top of the line for 71.
The only thing that makes me question it is when you look at the footage today, right, where they're up in space, they're doing it. It's almost worse than it was back then.
Yes, for sure.
That to me is what makes me question it.
Exactly.
Right. And you look at the technology of today, versus even the technology of like when Joe and I were growing up in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's like not even close. So then take what was in the 80s and then go back even to the 70s. That's
or just
bonkers.
Or just perfect example. Tesla and SpaceX. It's like, hey NASA, you guys went to the moon. I want to go to the moon. Help me go to the moon.
Yeah.
We don't have any of the blueprints or anything of how we got there. Well, why? Oh, we destroyed them. Why did you destroy them? It's top secret and all this. He's like, but dude, I want to go to the moon. Like, help me. I'm having all these issues. How do you get over this issue? How do you get over this issue? How do you get over this issue? Like, you have to refuel. You have to do all this stuff. How do you get there? And they're like, well, we had it, we did it, but we don't have it anymore. Sorry. It's like, why would you destroy all that info? I am working directly with our government, directly with NASA to get to the moon. Tell me what you did. We don't have any of the papers anymore.
I think the technology is the biggest hint. That's where I always go back.
Yeah,
to.
and it would be, let's just say they did all that stuff.
Yeah.
And they got back and it was just garbage audio and garbage video.
Yeah.
Like, we can't put this out.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
PR.
Lord knows.
So they went to Egypt in the Grand Canyon and they filmed
And the
another.
icing on the cake is like they have given they have had other countries' leaders that are like, it's so cool you guys went to the moon. Can you like give me a space rock? Like other leaders, they give him a space rock, and the guy's like, "This is so awesome, piece of the moon." Takes it, studies it. It's petrified wood, not from the moon. Petrified wood. They like tested it.
What?
It's like, I don't believe you.
Well, to be fair, Joe.
Yeah.
You and I are pretty tech savvy, and every time we do a ghost hunt or we stream live from somewhere, we struggle with audio.
You guys
and
can't
we
even
Maybe
get
the
audio
moon
to
makes
work.
it easier. Maybe if we go to the moon and do
We
a
can't even
ghost
get
hunt.
the damn phone lines to work at a show.
like we go like ghost hunting, and we literally every time struggle with audio.
Yeah. Our obstacle's like a brick wall. We're like, I can't do it.
we couldn't stream live from the basement of the Poland Fire Department.
Right.
And they're screaming like 1970
Yeah,
million.
I can't
Perfect crystal clear video and audio.
live footage. I can't even call my dad from my iPhone in Lake Tomahawk because he doesn't get service out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And you're telling me on planet Earth, and you're telling me 9 billion miles away or whatever the hell it is, they got crystal clear live footage that they put on the news. Get out of here, man.
Yeah, I agree.
So are you on the team now that it was recreated? Can you clearly say now.
So I don't need I just need more evidence that they why wouldn't they keep all of that information so that they could go back in the future? They just burned it all. Like everything else we've ever done with any nukes, whatever, they kept all the blueprints so that they could get better in the future. That's the one thing that they destroyed everything so that in the future, why would you do that? Or we lost all the recordings. We lost all the technology. What are you talking about?
I don't understand that either. Yeah, you.
What are you talking about?
They have all that stuff. There's no way.
And Elon's working with NASA to try and go back to the moon. And he's like, how are you supposed to? We have to refill 9 times on fuel. How are you doing that?
Yep.
If I have to refill my rockets or whatever 9 times, you guys refilled 9 times. What technology did you have that I don't have?
Here's the evidence you're gonna need. Okay, we're gonna go back to the moon again. Elon's gonna the Artemis project. We're definitely going there. And the first thing they do when they come out is go look at the lunar rover and they take the equipment and see if it was possible that they could have broadcast it from that stuff that's because it's still sitting there.
Yeah,
they can totally figure this out
if it's even there.
And here's
well, they gave satellite imagery, but you don't know what to believe.
Right? And then if we prove them wrong, or the government will never be proven wrong because that is something that was hoorah, all about America. We beat the Russians. We're better than everybody.
By then,
so
it might
patriotic.
Be so far away, though, it doesn't
We're
even
so
matter.
patriotic, and you lied to the American people. And if you can prove that they lied to the American people,
people will die for over that one.
So if that happens, then you ask, what else are you freaking losers lying to us about?
Everything.
And that's the answer. And they don't want to give people.
The government lies about everything?
Yes.
100%.
What were the drones over New Jersey?
I still think the drones over New Jersey was
looking for nukes.
No. I think
That's
the
what I think.
the drones. Seriously?
Yeah. Radioactive material. There was a
They
threat.
were scanning.
They were scanning to see if there were any.
It wasn't some
terrorists.
aliens. It wasn't. It was. I honest to God think maybe the government set up 1 or 2 drones, and then if I had my drone and you had your drone, and somebody reported it, I was immediately going to put up a drone
just to scare the shit out of everybody.
and then the nerd you would have done it.
Yeah.
But these drones that they were seeing were the size of a bus. There's only a certain amount of people that have that kind of equipment.
SUV sized drones.
Yeah, but I'm saying if I still had my drone, I was immediately going to go put it up over Poland and fight around Poland. Just
so the conspiracy theorists think there was a nuclear warhead that they missed.
Bullshit.
Or they lost. They lost it, and they were basically because the people would be scared. All of New Jersey could get blown up.
You can't
tell anybody that. So you just scan for radioactive material, and you just don't tell anybody you do it. And it's okay, it's safe. Because if you did, it would be everybody was.
Oh, you can't. Government, panic. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
it's the same thing in every zombie movie, every movie. They don't say anything.